These badalas make it hurt.
I'm in the building. I'm here for a short, quick show. What's going on, everybody? Come on in. Let's talk. What's going on? Sorry, I know this is not one of my days and definitely not my time, but hey, you got to get it in where you can. So that's why I am here to share with my peoples, my people, my family. Those of you that follow the Big Time Show, you automatically know that you are family. And good to hang out with you guys. As you come in, I hope that you would hit that like button. I hope that you would hit that smash that like button, that heart button, wherever you're watching me from. Hope that you would consider hitting that if you're on YouTube, the $ button there at the bottom right of your screen, the super chat button. If you're on Facebook, hope that you consider hitting oh my goodness, my brain ain't working. What is it? The stars. I'm sorry. Star button. Hope that you consider hitting that to help your boy out for this particular session. Hello to everybody on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. I am not on TikTok because TikTok has changed, I believe, the policy again. There was a moment in time when you could go live, and now, unless you have a certain amount of followers, you cannot go on TikTok. I have never concentrated on TikTok, so I never have gotten to my 1,000 on TikTok. So now, if you want to help your boy out and get me there, you can go to oh my God, what is my TikTok? So I am janky today. Oh my goodness. I'll get it together in a minute. I'll let you guys know that so that I can get back on TikTok. I had gained a lot of followers while I was there. I was averaging almost 140 people live there. So there's some content cowboy content that TikTok obviously likes. So if you don't mind, go to TikTok, and I need you guys to follow me on my TikTok page. I am searching that out right now as we speak. I really don't know what is my handle on there. I'm about to find that out in just a second. That way I can do it's simple. It's the same thing at Twitter. At Big Time Lou. That's at Big Time Lou, which is my Twitter or X name. At Big Time Lou. I guess I better put it up here just for you guys. Let me see here. There it is. So on the ticker there, you'll see the Twitter handle. That is the same thing as the TikTok handle. If you do not mind, will you help your boy out? Go follow me there as well, if you don't mind, so I can build up my TikTok family and so that I can go back on live on TikTok. All right. Appreciate you good people for doing that. I'm going to be putting that on the Big Time Show page on Facebook and on my personal page and try to build it up rather quickly so I can get back on there. All right. Yes, and it's at Big Time Lou. At Big Time Lou is the handle for that. I would appreciate that. Do me a favor and share. Do me a favor and hit that like button if you don't mind. Very quickly, if you don't mind. All my brothers are on right now. I think Boss and those guys are coming on just a little bit later. And I'm just going to get it in. Let's talk real quick. Appreciate everybody's here so far. Thank you. Let me say hello to Instagram. Quentin James, my cousin, is on there. Nanny. What is that? Coach Cobbs joined. What's going on? Good people, good people, good people, good people, good people. Appreciate all of you. All right. Two things I want to talk about, and then I get out of the way. Won't be on long at all, so you just flood the chat line and see what's going on. Number one, the Cowboys are really irritating to me. Hey, what up, Michael? See you, brother. Appreciate you popping in. What is that? Keystone in the building. Texas Twister, Miss Ties in the building. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate all of you that are there. And let me take this off because I do not want to think that the phone line is open, which it is not. So let me get it out of the way. People get excited. I ain't even got into my intro yet. Folks already see that's what happened when you do the calling, man. I ain't no. Cowboys are ticking me off. Can I ask y'all a question? Why is it that whenever we have a superstar and it's time for them to get paid, why is it that every one of them have to go through a smear campaign first before they get paid? I just don't understand this. And usually the smear campaign, we're not even talking about the usual suspects, the haters, Stephen A's, the Shannon Sharps, all those people that we all know don't like the Cowboys, the LaShawn McCoys, the Joy Taylors. I'm not even talking about that. What I'm talking about is, why is it that our own, when I say our own, usually put their neck out and start criticizing the Cowboys? They weren't criticizing them before, but it's almost payday time, and now it's time that they want to go ahead. The smear campaign going. I see a comment here. I don't know, student of the game TV. I don't know if I've ever met you before, but I appreciate you popping in. What you say? I thoroughly enjoyed that last fight. It would have been good to get your input though. Oh, I stayed in my place. Is that the Queen in the building? What's up, Queen? What up, Lou? Appreciate you, brother. That look, student of the game. They're one of the ones that were fighting. Lou's take Big Lou there in the building. Appreciate you, brother, for popping in on me. Listen, I'm getting very irritated with this same old play. It is straight from the Dallas Cowboy front office playbook of when it's time to pay one of our guys that have earned the right. Where he's played, they've played. The list is endless over the years. And everybody goes through the same thing. A big smear campaign from the Cowboys. Why do I say that? Calvin Watkins, a writer for DallasCowboys.com, put out an article about questioning, do the Cowboys want to pay their big star? Now, you got to use your common sense. The Cowboys, somebody put that out there just to get things started. Certainly, a person that works for the Cowboys most certainly wouldn't put his neck out there in the street to put something like that. They'll be fired tomorrow. They just jumped out there like that. So it had to come from someone in upper management. Who that person is, we don't know. But I guarantee you, everybody in the front office is aware of it. It is the most horrible way to, I guess, negotiate from the front end, because you can negotiate all you want. You can talk bad about him all you want, but one thing you can't say is that he's not productive. So this is a case whereas the talent level will override, quote unquote, some of these problems that all of a sudden have now come into play. Michael Parsons has always had a podcast. Wasn't no problem before. Might have been a problem for the fan base, but it wasn't a problem for Jerry. It wasn't a problem for Steven. It wasn't a problem for Will McClay. It was not. Nobody can tell me that, because you knew what this kid was going to do. You knew what he was going to do, and now all of a sudden, because all of a sudden you know that this dude is going to be the highest paid defensive player in the history of the league. It's going to happen. And now you're trying to find a way to get something going. Trying to draw some type of reaction, from him. That way that you can, perhaps just to see how bad it is. You might even consider the possibility of trading, depending on what his response is. It's almost like throwing bait in the water to see if the fish is going to bite. It's incredible. My thing is this: if you want to trade him, go ahead and trade him. I mean, nobody ain't stopping you. Go on, trade him. Go ahead. Go ahead. But if you know that you're not going to trade him, then let's not go through this smear campaign stuff that the Cowboys are famous for. They did this with Dez Bryant. They did this with CD. They did this with DeMarcus Lawrence. They did this with Ezekiel Elliott. It's the same old playbook. And I'm quite sure it's more and more names. They even did it with Zach Martin a couple years ago. It's the same old mess. And it's almost light, man, because at the time, we ain't talking about trading, Matthew. Appreciate you popping in on me too. It's almost like, man, when you go down the history of, let's just say, the last 4 or 5 years, it's almost like, man, that the real great players are the ones that had to go through this. That's the part that's killing me. See, the Cowboys want their players to be good, borderline great. But they don't. If you're one of those guys that are at the top of your position, or when your time comes for you to get paid, and you are quote unquote next in line, and you got a chance to reset the market, you better get ready because they're going to smear you. I don't know if you guys saw this. You should have saw it. Kid Cowboy, trust me. That if you don't think Michael Parsons is not a great player after being 4 years and being a 3-time All-Pro and 4 years of Pro Bowler, then I don't know what did you want 4 for 4. I mean, come on, man. It ain't nothing to talk about. He's a great player. Everybody knows that. And if you don't feel that way, trust me, you are in the minority. So Calvin Watkins wrote it, and then of course other publications jumped on it and started writing this stuff. Sports Illustrated, Matt Galatzin from Sports Illustrated wrote his little article based off of what he read from Calvin Watkins. And in his article, one of the things that he wanted to light up or highlight was the bringing up Michael Parsons' leadership. And then, of course, when you start talking about that, then you start nitpicking. And in this article, I'm going to read you this. I wish you could see this. Well, I guess you can't see it. I'm in the wrong setup for you to see it. I'm just going to read this. I hope you catch it. In the article, it says, he's quoting here. I'm quoting him. He says, last week, another teammate publicly questioned his dedication to the team. Talking about Mike. Former head coach Mike McCarthy last year expressed disappointment at Parsons' absence from voluntary team workouts, Watkins wrote. The team intends to discuss Parsons' attendance at future voluntary workouts, especially to set an example as a team leader, according to a person with direct knowledge of the discussion. See, when they start throwing all these vague names out, you see what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And if you're talking about voluntary workouts, all that means is that means that you have a choice to go. It is voluntary, right? Right? Voluntary workouts, not training camp. Voluntary workouts. Of course, you want everybody to be there, but if you want to have everybody there, you switch the name. You make it mandatory. Then those things, if you don't show up, then we can talk. But if it's voluntary, hello, that means you got a choice to go or not. If it's mandatory, that means you have to be there. So why are we flipping out about voluntary workouts and then don't say nothing about when training camp comes? If he's not there at training camp, then we got an issue. It's voluntary. Voluntary means you got a choice. That's what voluntary means. I mean, I got a choice, but whether I can go or not. So I don't know why they're making it about leadership about that. Is exactly. You know, why are we focusing in and highlighting this now? That was Calvin Watkins at DallasCowboys.com. Somebody in the organization said, hey, let's put this out here. We got to start trying to knock this price down. So we need to make them look bad. Joe, the vote was kind of more. It was probably more team weapon than team offensive line. To answer your question, uh, I just don't understand that. I mean, it's some it's unbelievable that the timing of the issue, the timing of it, is what's funny to me. That they would bring up this mess now. And you know it's all about negotiating and all that. And here's the funny part about it. When you finish talking, the Cowboys are gonna pay this dude. I don't get it. And the truth of the matter is they need to go ahead and pay him now because of what not Miles Garrett, but what just happened a couple days ago with the pass rusher getting 38, 39. The kid from Cincinnati is going to get paid huge. The Cowboys need to get in front of that before this dude get paid and he reset the market. It just doesn't make any sense. I just don't like, if you know you're gonna sign him, you ain't got to try to take him through the mud, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to pay the big deal anyway. You're gonna have to pay it. Same thing with Dak Prescott. They tried to do the same thing. A little smear here and a little smear there. At the end of the day, you made him at that time the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. You tried to smear Zach Martin a couple years ago. At the end of the day, he was the highest paid guard in the league after he finished doing that. It's unbelievable. Student of the game, I agree with you. However, in the case of the Dallas Cowboys, you don't have to do all that for clicks and views. The Cowboys are a click and view machine. Anyway. All you gotta just say Dallas, bam, oh, ESPN lead off with the score, bam. Yeah, they don't need that. A team like Jacksonville need all that. The Cowboys, all you gotta just say Dallas. There we go, bam. Exactly, quack. They did CD the same way. At the end of the day, CD, he could have got it, but he became the second highest paid wide receiver in history. At that particular time when he signed. It is the same thing. And see, please understand, players love their bag. Yeah, they do care. Players love their bag. And some don't want to be, some don't want to get muddy. So don't drag them through the mud. Some don't. But I will say this about Michael Parsons. He's a rare breed as far as, if you don't like his quote unquote leadership or whatever you want to say, one of the things that he has is a platform. And it's his platform. And he's co-owner of Bleacher Report. Plus, he has, of course, his podcast on Bleacher Report. He gets to say whatever he want to say. And his voice is strong. But here's the major thing. Michael Parsons' play is just as potent. See, Kid Cowboy, you looking real silly when you talk about Michael Parsons, when this man has been 2 times first team All-Pro and 1 second team All-Pro and Pro Bowler every year. Been in the league for 4 years. And that's the type of production he got. You can call it whatever you want. Garbage sacks, no sacks, critical sacks, non-critical sacks, whatever. At the end of the day, the AP, not the players, They said this man is an all-pro. That's what they said. And he's been that since he literally walked into the league. He's on Hall of Fame trajectory already. What he's done in the league, it's only about 2 or 3 guys in the history of this league that has done what he has done. So he's a great football player. And his talent is what he's going to be able to lean on, because at the end of the day, it ain't too many guys in the league like him. Not. It's not. It's not. He is a difference maker. He is. And he's supposed to get paid. When you done made all pro, all your life, guess what? You're supposed to do it. Kid Cowboy, you make yourself look silly again. You're saying he only had 10 sacks, which, I guess you could say that is factual. But the part that you're leaving out is that he missed 5 games. So since you say he made 1 sack a game, well, give him his 1 sack a game, the extra 5 games, that turned to 15. You telling me you wouldn't take a guy that would have 15 sacks every game? Kid Cowboy, you had like this. That's getting 16 and 15 sacks is easy. You don't get 17 a year. Who does? Who does? See, this is the type of stuff you raise the bar. See, this Kid Cowboys just like the Dallas media. They nitpick and all that type of stuff. Now he say he don't get 17 a year. Okay. What about all the other stuff that he does, Kid Cowboy? What about all the other stuff he does? I mean, it's not act like he don't get to the quarterback. It's not act like he don't pressure. It's act like he don't pressure the quarterback. That's not. I mean, he's an all-pro for a reason, right? Just Kid Cowboys kind of say, I usually don't give him too much airtime, but I will today. First of all, Kid Cowboy, let me just go ask you, do you think that he's deserving of all pro honors? I mean, that'll answer all I really need to know, to be honest with you. Do you believe that he's worthy of all pro honors? Because everybody else voted him in. It must be for a reason. I mean, it's you nitpicking. I ain't asked you that. I said, do you believe that he's worth all pro honors? Lord knows he got the stats that's worthy of that. That's all I'm asking you. I see if you say no, then I'm asking you, do you believe that he's worth a Pro Bowl level? Because the way you try to describe him, like he's just another guy. No, he ain't just another guy. He's not. You ain't typing fast now, Kid Cowboy. I asked you a specific question. Is he all pro? Good Lord, Kid Cowboy. That's the only thing you say. Jesus. Even if what you just said was true, you still didn't answer my question. But even if you did say it, if that was true, what you just said, out of all these teams, out of all these defensive players, and on each team in the league, and you're going to sit and say there's just five defensive players in him. I mean, do you know how many people play defense in the NFL? And that's your argument, saying that there's just five. That sounds pretty good to me, Kid Cowboy. Then. It just don't make sense. Is there 5 defensive players better than him? Nope. See how quick I answered my question? Answer mine. Did you still didn't answer? Does he deserve all pro? Which he's been his whole career. I'm sorry, except 1 year. Does he deserve to be Pro Bowl? That's what he's been his whole career. See, yeah. I answered yours. You answered mine. I ain't gonna even recognize you no more till you answer my question. All right. Let's get back to it. Micah, it's just the beginning because since the Cowboys have put that out there, it's just the beginning. I just want to see how low they gonna go. That's what I want to know. I want to see how low the Cowboys will go in this smear campaign. That's what I want to know. Kid Cowboy, just delete your account right there. All Pro is the highest honor that for a season award other than the individual awards in the NFL, not the Pro Bowl. You've been better off typing that the Pro Bowl is a bunch of crap because the fans vote the Pro Bowl thing. The All Pro is where the writers, the ones that vote for MVP, vote for all the awards. Those are the guys that vote for that. The sports writers, which would mean something. You make All Pro, they're saying you're the best at your position. Yeah, it ain't a bunch of crap. Pro Bowl, yeah. Not All Pro, but just based off of what you just saying there, that's why I'm not gonna recognize you. All right. You really do have to understand about the system of the Cowboys. That you have to understand the system. The system of the Cowboys is this is what they do. I don't understand it. It really is very frustrating. It's very irritating. And I don't quite get it. I don't. Especially when you know you're gonna pay him anyway. You gotta pay him. And he's gonna be the highest paid defensive player in the game. If the kid from Cincinnati gets paid first, Michael will get more than him. And if Michael gets signed first, then the kid from Cincinnati will override him, and then he'll be the highest paid. This is what it's all boiling down. See, if you're gonna question leadership, they need to question themselves. How about that? Jones family need to question themselves. It's unbelievable. See, I'm starting to get. It's like I told you guys. After they got the coaching staff together, and they allowed Coach Schottenheimer and Matt Eberflus to pick their own coaches when everybody was happy. I told you guys right after that, I said, okay, the offseason now is about to get into full mode, and this is the time when Jerry and Steven mess up the season. When it comes to free agency and the draft, if you want to throw in, re-signing the players, which is free agency as well, this is when they mess stuff up. I be dang, they don't let me down at all. They mess stuff up. They're doing it now with Michael. And please understand, Michael will have something to say. I'm quite sure because see, if you're gonna allow the DallasCowboys.com writers there, and they got to do what Jerry say because that's their job. You don't want to write it down. Guess what? You may not have a job tomorrow. That's Jerry Jones stuff. Well, If they got a right to do the smear campaign, then uh, I believe Michael Parsons has the right to plead his case. Then, right? If you gonna send out a smear campaign, then when Michael's day come, when his podcast come out, he has the exact same right to defend his cause, right? Right? So I don't want to hear anything about, oh, Michael shouldn't have said that. Jerry and them shouldn't have allowed this to be said. Right? If the Cowboys.com has the right to do the smear campaign, they have the right to say, question his leadership, then Michael has the right to get on this podcast and state the case why his leadership is good. Right? Unbelievable. Hey, I'm getting ready to get off in a minute. I'm getting ready to get off in just a second. It's the truth. So I don't want to hear anything about anything controversial that Michael Parsons may say in the next few days or so. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because Cowboys had already made the first blow. I question his leadership. I want to read some more of this. Let me read some more of this. What they said. There is also the issues of leadership that Parsons seems to be lacking in certain areas, particularly when it comes to leading by example in off-season workouts. Are you kidding me? This is what he's writing. Parsons, of course, feels differently and has no desire to stop his podcast, and he shouldn't. That said, according to Watkins, he did seem intent on showing up for the aforementioned volunteer off-season workouts. Why should Michael Parsons stop his podcast when he's getting paid for it and he has sponsorship? That's cutting off his money. His money. Why should he cut it off? That's his money. That's his voice. That's almost like somebody telling y'all whatever job you may have, and then you go do something on the side and you making money from it, and somebody say you ought to stop that. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? He has the right to have a quote unquote side hustle. He has sponsorships. They have sponsors that pay him to advertise their business on his show. There ain't nothing wrong with entrepreneurship. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You kidding me? And if you ask me, the Cowboys sound stupid for even saying something like that. Calvin put it out there, but trust me, I guarantee you, before it hit the press, it was emailed to upper management. It was emailed. So you don't put stuff out there like that when you know you're going to look bad, when you know that they're going to come at you. You know, you just don't do that. So I'm already knowing this was approved by Jerry and Steve. Whoever, Jerry by himself, Steven by himself, whichever one, who cares? They all know about it. Somebody, man, please. Now all of a sudden you got a problem with his podcast. I had a problem, to be honest with you. I had a problem too. I did. But you can't tell a man how to not make his money. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I don't know how much Michael Parsons is getting paid from his podcast, but I'm quite sure he's making some pretty good money from it. I'm quite sure he is. And he has the right to do it. Last time I checked, this is America, Jack, right? How you gonna tell this? How you gonna suggest that this man stop doing his podcast? Huh? Crazy. I think they nitpicking. They're not gonna get rid of Parsons. And if they do, you know, the way I feel about the Jones family, they'll mess that up. They wouldn't get enough. And see, this is what will kill some of you right here. Watch this. Watch this. I play with y'all, right? Let's say that the Cowboys are willing to trade Michael Parsons. Let's just play like it's gonna happen. Okay? How much are you expecting to get back for Michael Parsons? Put it down in the chat. Put it down in the chat. There's really only one player that I remember, Matthew, that he had a real problem with, and that was Amari Cooper, because he did not take the vaccination shot during COVID, and he would not wear a mask. And when Alabama played in the bowl game, in the playoffs, Amari Cooper was there. I believe they went to New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl or the national championship game. It was 1 and 2. And he didn't have a mask on, and this was during COVID time. And he didn't take a shot either, if I remember right. I think Amari came back and got sick. And that carried a little drama, if I remember right. So that's what. Let me see. I'm trying to see who asked the question. Kid Cowboy, they don't answer my question. Matthew says a player, 2 picks is what they should get, or 3 picks. Okay, well, I'll hold right there. Matthew says a player and 2 picks is what they should get, or 3 picks. Okay, Matt, that's a good answer, but here it is. It's not good enough for me. What round should those 2 picks be? And you can say, and you know, one of those, if you say 2 or 3 picks, one of them probably be next year's something. But go ahead and give me what you say. And I guess Kid Cowboy, you say maybe a 1, 2, and 3 for this year or for next year, or split them up. Which one? That's what I need to know. 1 or 2 for this season, Matthew, or a 1 and 1. In other words, 1 first round pick for this year and a first round pick for next year. I understand that. Kid Cowboy, I say I won't acknowledge you, but you put it in there. Queen says 2 number 1, a number 2, a couple of 3s, or a player with a pick. Kid Cowboy, I won't recognize you, but I will, because you said a 1, 2, or 3. I think that's what you're saying. Is that for this year, Kid Cowboy, or some of that is for next year? That's what I. So you had to be specific, like Queen was. Queen says 2 number 1, so that means a 1 this year and a 1 next year. Then a number 2, that's this year, and a couple of 3s or a player. A couple of 3s could mean this season or next year. And Queen said, there she goes, she just said it, and spread it over 2 drafts. You said whenever, Kid Cowboy, as usual, trying your best to not be cooperative. But Kid Cowboy, let me highlight you. See, for you to say that right there, you just contradicted yourself. Because if you're saying that Michael Parsons, the trade back, ought to be a 1, 2, and a 3, you do realize only great players get that type of pullback, right? I appreciate you telling on yourself. There you go. That's that. Let me highlight you again. Because see, if you're saying Michael Parsons is worth that, then you're saying that he's pretty good. That's so that kills you, right? I know that kills all your yep from all the other talk right there. See, that tells the tale right there. Those your words. You typed it. See, only great players get that type of stuff. Only great ones. See this? See stuff like this? See what Queen put down? See that? See? When you see that, that's what great players demand. See this kid Cowboy? Same thing, right here. Right here. See, when you get a 1, 2, or a 1 and a 1 over 2-year season, guess what? That's a great player that you trade to get that for. See? See? Oh, you got one. Now you trying to see, you contradicting yourself. You said 1, 2, 3. That's what you said right there. Now you come back and say this. Funny kid, Cowboy. Now you want to say that's a 1. That's it. Even if that was the case, it must be pretty good then, kid Cowboy. What you say? If you saying that's what you gonna demand back, you gotta give me your first round pick. That's pretty good. Huh? Matthew Collins says for Jason Dart, 2 picks this year, I'm pulling the trigger fast. Jason Dart will not be picked up by the Dallas Cowboys. I believe we are going to pick a quarterback, Matthew, but it's going to be late. Very late. So, forget that. But I just wanted to see where y'all head was if you going to trade him. Let me get to my other thing, then I'm going to leave you guys for the night. The Jones family. And before I say this, I want to preface it by saying, I'm not saying that they should have done this, but I'm just trying to show you and highlight you guys' mentality. There's another report that came out today from Adam Schefter that said that Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb jumped on the phone with Cooper Kupp, trying to persuade him to come to Dallas. The quarterback and CeeDee Lamb felt that they should get on the phone, as they heard, as it was between the Rams and Dallas. Seahawks and Dallas, and trying to persuade him to come to Dallas. I applaud CD and Dak. I do. I'm not judging saying I wanted Cooper Kupp, which I did not. I'm not even talking about that. The main thing is that your quarterback, who's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the history of the league, and still is, I think, because Josh Allen didn't reset the market. So Dak still is the number one quarterback ever as far as getting paid. The highest paid player in the league history, and your $34 million a year wide receiver. Both, that's the two leaders on offense. They both get on the phone and try to give their pitch for Cooper Kupp to join the team. You can't knock that, okay? You can't knock it. I applaud that because Dak sees a need, CD sees a need. They want to make their offense better. They want to virtually try to make their offense unstoppable. They see a kid like Cooper Kupp out there and know how productive he's been over his career, and they're saying, come on, roll with us. We got a chance here. That's what Dak and CD did. Adam Schefter, I think that's a name that we all can lean on and trust on. If he says it, it's pretty much has happened. He don't put stuff out there like that as if it's a lie. That's the type of mentality that you're supposed to have in free agency. That's the type of, I ain't saying go get the guys. I'm saying, I remember I prefaced it by saying I don't think the Cowboys should go after Cooper Kupp. But I like the aggression from leaders of this team trying to make it happen. How successful was that conversation? I don't know. We'll never know. But we know they talk. And I'm quite sure they were trying to get him to say, hey, man, come on, man. But the problem was Jerry and Steve. Not that they should have paid him what Seattle paid, because I wouldn't do it either. It's just the mentality. The report says that once the Cowboys start seeing the numbers on what Cooper possibly could be making, they did not really even try. James Slater said that the Cowboys were not interested in Cooper Kupp. Brian Broader said that the Cowboys were not interested in Cooper Kupp. So I don't quite believe the part where they were talking about the numbers. I believe Jerry and Steven had a certain number in mind, and once it gets past that, they're not even talking to you. What that number was, I don't know. But one thing we know about the Jones family, they're cheap. We know that, don't we? And so what I'm saying is this. All this recruiting by players, they wasting time. It ain't no sense of even trying to talk, because Jerry and Steven, they don't match the pitch that the players are giving. They just don't. And that's what will keep us shopping at Dollar General. This is what we'll do like we did in free agency. All we did in free agency is just buy for depth. The only name that's worth really talking about this year in free agency is the signing of Dante Fowler, because that wasn't for depth. Dante Fowler is an impact free agent. He will come in, and as Kid Cowboy said several million times already, he's a double-digit sack guy. You know what you're gonna get out of him. He's a double-digit sack guy. You get Fowler's 10 sacks, and you get Michael Parsons 10 sacks, since he say he averaged 10. That's 20. But we all know Michael in a full year gets more than 10. So let's just say Michael gets 14. 24 sacks between two guys is pretty good. I ain't even talking about Osa and his usual 6 sacks a year. That's 30. I ain't talking about Lil Fowler, who gonna get you at least 4. That's 34. I ain't even talking about Sam Williams, who I know is gonna get you at least 6 this year. That's 40. I mean, I ain't even talking about everybody else. I ain't talking about Nealon. See what I'm saying? I ain't even talking about this. And Miles will get you just 1. Excuse me. I mean, I'm serious. But the Cowboys, in particular Jerry and Steve, the mentality is not the same. That's 2 different pages. The players want this type of guy. Yeah, they know it's going to cost a little bit. You're right. Solomon Thomas. And he get you at least 3 to 4 sacks this year. You start doing the math. Cowboys may lead the league in sacks this year. For real. For real. If they don't, they'll be up there. These two different pages. Players want players. Front office want cheap players. Big difference. All the free agents and money they had, other than Dante Fowler, everything has been about pure and simple depth. Cowboys have accomplished that. Yeah, I give them that. They did that. Not impact, though. Dak and CD want impact guys. Jared, instead of going get a Cooper Kupp type, they go get a Paris Campbell. I rest my case. The players, your number one quarterback, your number one wide receiver, get on the phone, call the boy together, send a strong message. They send it. They go ahead and say, we're here because if we have it our way, we want you with us. We want to stack the deck. While they were talking to Cooper Kupp, Jerry and Stephen Jones was talking to Paris Campbell's agent. I mean, what are we supposed to do with that, man? I'm serious. I'm just giving you the mentality. I'm going to say it again. No, I would not have signed Cooper Kupp to that contract that he got in Seattle. No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have got into a bidding war with Seattle over Cooper Kupp, just driving the price up. I wouldn't have done it. I'm telling you that. I'm just talking about the mentality. The players want players. That's why you hear Michael Parsons talk about he want Abdul Carter. That's why you hear him always go to the Pro Bowl and try to recruit some of them other Pro Bowls to come to Dallas. That's why he do it every year. Unfortunately, though, their page and Jerry and Stephen page is totally different. And that's what you saw. That irritates me. We right back at square one where we were at the beginning of the offseason. Same old thing. Jerry and Stephen, sheep. They won't do what it takes to get the team there. And again, I applaud Jerry and Stephen because they did not sign Cooper Kupp. I applaud them. I wouldn't have done it either. I would not have done it. So I applaud that. I applaud that. I do. I applaud that. But mentality is just it's two different pages. It further shows you the organizational structure and the lack of everybody being on the same page. As the one thing that we don't know is, and I applaud this, but it'd have been interesting to see what Coach Schottenheimer thought about Cooper. We don't know that. It would have been interesting to see if Coach Schottenheimer wanted the same thing that Dak and CD wanted. That would have been very interesting to me. Because if it was, then obviously Jim shot that down. Or Steven, pick your choice. Which means we're not on the same page. And I got a problem with that. So that's really all I want to talk to y'all about tonight. I'm going to get off. You guys get ready for final word with Boss and Law and Big Game James and the OC maybe. I believe Henny and Landlord are on now. It's a shame that we have to battle each other at the same time, but I guess you got to get in where you fit in. I appreciate all you guys that came and hang with me for this short little show that we did. I think I just did an hour. Keep those notifications on for me to see when I come on. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging with me. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. Please don't ask me. I wish I could tell you when I'm coming on. I know I'll be on. I wish I could. My son has me. My son is playing AAU ball right now, and between practices and games, there a lot of the stuff is falling on my days that I do the podcast. His practices are late, and it's jumping on, so I have to squeeze in where I can squeeze in. That I will be doing the ride, y'all. Probably a little bit more than usual now because of that. It's early. When I go to work, I drive and do a show from my Jeep. That's almost about a good 45 minute to an hour show by itself. Of course, it's early, and I'm talking like, somewhere between 6:45 in the morning. And you'll be surprised how many people jump on with me early in the morning like that as you get to go to work or whatever. I'll do that as well. But just turn on the notification. Even if you don't watch me live, the show will be on the pages. You can watch it whatever at your convenience, and we'll do it like that. My goal is try to get on, keep my Saturday time, but it's just like this Saturday. My son has a tournament, basketball tournament that I know is going to take all day long. So I doubt very seriously that I get on at 3 o'clock. However, I may come on maybe at 7 or 8 o'clock that night. So just be on the lookout for me. Just turn on notifications. You won't be able to. All right. Appreciate all you guys, man. We'll see you again. This has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.